Peace and blessings, family. Brother Kyle here. Beautiful Sunday afternoon. Give it a few moments to see if anyone out there in Facebook. Hey, my man, Brother Jamal, King Leader. Hey, man, it was good seeing you yesterday, family. You and the Queen. So give it a couple moments just to see if anyone out there in Facebook land wants to jump on and just having a conversation about building wealth. And the Sister Liz, how you doing, my sister? Good seeing you a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago in ATL. So just want to have a conversation about building wealth. Now, the crazy thing is that it feels like the expression or the words building wealth has almost become cliche in this day and age. And I see so many people talking about building wealth. Really, they're just chasing paper, and if you just doing income producing activities to get paid, that's excellent, but that does not necessarily constitute wealth. What I learned from my millionaire mentors from afar, gentlemen like Robert Kiyosaki and those individuals who I would consider masters at this, that have been free for a long time. Wealth is based on assets. So, you can go back and forth making all the money that you want. If you're not moving some of your income into appreciating assets, then you're just making money. You're not building wealth. The two are not the same. My big brother, Brother Demi, my business partner, man, that's my mentor. I was saying Robert Kiyosaki is a mentor from afar. Brother Demi is my mentor from right close up. I'm with that brother. I have the privilege to be with that brother several days out of the week. So, and I consider him a master at this. Anytime that you have a person that is free, Brother Demi has no alarm clock. He doesn't report to anywhere other than to himself. And he has a lifestyle of freedom based on having a network in Karatbars International. So that brother is, let's say we used to say in the 90s, I want to be like Mike. Well, I want to be like Demi. That's my brother right there. And so, but at any rate, building wealth is predicated on having assets. And it's predicated on having a network where other people's income contributes, other people's efforts contribute to your income. Now, I'm in a suit, not a suit actually, but just in a shirt and tie today because we went out with the family to our religious services. But I could have stayed in the house all day today and I would have still got paid. I could have turned my phone off today and I would have still got paid. Thank God, because I'm plugged into a network through Karatbars International, which is a company that I'm affiliated with. So honestly, I could turn my phone off all week and I would still get paid. I'm thankful for that. You know what I mean? And I would probably have people wondering what happened to me, but I would still be getting paid if I never left the house all week because my income is not predicated on my efforts alone, because I have a network. So I don't do that. I go out here every day and I'm working and I'm networking and I'm building because I'm not at a level of freedom where, that I want to be. So I'm not doing that, but I'm just making the point that when we talk about building wealth, it comes from assets and it comes from having a network. So I just say that to all of us who consider ourselves entrepreneurs. Being self-employed is not the same as building wealth. You can be self-employed all day. You're a real estate professional, you're whatever you are. But if you're not moving some of that income into an appreciating asset, one of my mentors, who I've known for probably almost 20 years, he, a good friend of mine, he lives up in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. He has recommended over the years many books to me. And some of them I have not read yet, But two of the books that he recommended to me, the first book he recommended to me about maybe 15 years ago was Rich Dad, Poor Dad, which is obviously a legendary book for, any person that wants to be an entrepreneur. And I read it about 15 years ago or so or more, and kind of went over my head at that time, but I've read it, of course, many times since. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and the second book that he recommended that I read, which are very distinct and kind of laid a basis or foundation for me when it comes to building wealth. The other book that he recommended was The Richest Man in Babylon. And that book, if you consider yourself to be an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur, and you have not read those two books, I humbly submit that, there's a missing link somewhere. So allow me to recommend Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and The Richest Man in Babylon. Now, the Richest Man in Babylon is all about principles for building wealth. And we can't violate those principles and say that we're building wealth. You can't skip phases and steps and principles. The number one principle, no matter what you do to make money, no matter what your income producing activity is, the number one principle, the very first principle that book enumerates is called pay yourself first. Now, that's another way of saying save money in an asset. So if you're a real estate professional and you close a deal and you sell a house, and you that income, that's excellent, but you have to take some of that income and move it into an appreciating asset. You can't just park it in the bank, nor can you take all of it and go pay bills with it. You have to move some of it into an appreciating asset. If you're a networker in some type of network marketing deal, that's excellent. But when you get paid, when you get your commissions from your, services company where you change your electricity, or you're doing jewelry, or you're doing health products and vitamins, that's excellent. That's all great. But when you get paid, you have to move some of your income into an appreciating asset. That's why all roads lead to Karatbars, because the product in Karatbars is gold. It's very unique. It's a very special and unique product, because most people don't own gold other than perhaps a wedding ring. But the majority of people in the world don't own pure gold, because it's simply been an asset that has not been available to the average person. The wealthy, this is not a new conversation for the wealthy. This is a new conversation for me. This is a new conversation for many of us, but the wealthy have always acquired gold. They call it hedging. In other words, they have all of their maybe real estate investments. They have their paper assets, quote unquote, which is stocks and things of that nature. But they acquire gold because all of those other so-called paper assets are speculative. So if the market crashes and all you have is paper and paper assets, you're in trouble. And here's the thing, the market will crash. It happens every few years. So the wealthy have always saved in gold. So all Karatbars has done is simply, it's an e-commerce company, by the way. What is Karatbars? I'm saying Karatbars. Karatbars is simply an e-commerce company, no different than Amazon. It's an e-commerce company that allows you to set up a free account, and within that account, you can save in gold at your leisure. So rather than parking money in the bank, which, really a savings account is like legalized fraud, because the interest rate that you're getting on your money, that you're losing money, because inflation is more than the interest that you're getting. I mean, it's practically negative interest. So But at any rate, All Karatbars International is an e-commerce company that simply allows you to create an account and save in gold at your leisure. Now, for the individual that wants to make money, Karatbars has that platform as well, where simply by referring your loved ones and others, you can have that passive residual income stream. So there are multiple optional ways to build wealth with Karatbars, but it's all based on the acquisition of assets. We're not chasing paper. We have to understand the distinction between making money and building wealth. Making money and building wealth. So I just wanted to kind of have that little conversation, family, because I just see so many of us involved in our business endeavors, which is wonderful. I mean, it amazes me how many entrepreneurs I have, within my Facebook network. And it's a beautiful thing, but we can't violate the principles. When you make that money, however you're making it, you have to keep some in an appreciating asset. And so I'm inviting you to set up a Karatbars free gold savings account where you can have that conversation with yourself to say, when I make this money every week or 2 weeks, or whenever I get my commission from whatever it is that I do, I'm going to keep a portion of it, not all of it, but a portion of it in an appreciating asset that's been here literally for over 5,000 years. Gold has been money. And trust me, gold will be money long after you and I are gone. Our grandchildren will be here. And hopefully you have gold in your portfolio that your grandchildren can be the benefactors or beneficiaries of. In my Karatbars account, I have a beneficiary, so that, heaven forbid, should anything happen to me prematurely, but of course at some point in time, even if it's 100 years from now, we all have that rendezvous with destiny. I have assets that are a willable part of my estate. And that's another thing when we're talking about building wealth. Credit. I see a lot of us on the credit train. And I don't want to knock things that we do, for business. But credit is not a willable part of your estate. Credit is not a will. So it's excellent to have good credit. And it's even better if you know and you have financial education and you know how to leverage that credit. But it's not a willable part of your estate. If you have an 800 credit score, if you die, you can't pass that on to your children. So we have to be acquiring assets. And Karatbars simply allows you to do it 1 gram at a time. 24 karat gold, the highest asset class gold in the world. This is the type of gold that countries settle debt with. When countries owe the IMF and the World Bank, they pay them in gold. So this is the highest asset class gold in the world. I love and I'm passionate about what we're doing, because see, when you're acquiring gold, your net worth is going up, and it's very measurable because it's a physical asset that you have in your possession. So get with me. Let's get that free account set up for you. As I said, there are multiple ways, optional ways to participate and build wealth within this opportunity. And I think that you will find one of those ways to be appropriate for you. If you're in another business venture, that's fine. Allow this to complement what you're doing and at least be your savings plan. Because again, no matter how you make money, we all have to save some of it in an appreciating asset. So with that being said, get back with me or get back with the person who may be sharing this information with you, and let's get you squared away. Peace and blessings, family. I hope that everyone has an amazing day. Hope you're enjoying your family on this Sunday afternoon. Until the next time, I'm signing out. Peace.